Yes, another episode of FPT, another round of good and bad news for Tim Cook and the gang. Want tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Of course you do! There, okay? I said it. I saw your comments. I said it. One time only. There it is. There you go. Now turn on notifications, damn it. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, of course, show that gives you all the latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Happy Tuesday. That's it. That's the intro. Okay, let's get started. All right, so first up for the day, story numero uno, number one. Do you want the good news first or the bad news? Oh, the bad news first? Okay, here you go. So we got a problem. Well, less we and more them. Apple, they have a problem. It's very rare that it happens, but it does happen, and this is one of those times where it does in fact happen. Apple has actually put out an update for investors saying that, well, you should expect less money from us. Yep, they're already warning that for Q2, their revenue is going to be lower than expected. And if you've been watching this show, then this doesn't surprise you. You sort of know why. For those of you who haven't been caught up, this is the word that I want to say, but I cannot say this word because YouTube will demonetize this episode and suppress it, and no one will see it. So instead of saying this word, say it with me, class, we will all call it the beer flu. So because of the beer flu, Apple says their iPhone supply is temporarily constrained. In fact, here is the memo that Tim Cook sent out to employees. I'm not going to read the whole thing because, well, I don't know how to read and you're not an employee. But Tim does start out by thanking everyone for their dedication, empathy, understanding, and care during all this stuff, also mentioning that they have more than doubled their donation to support everyone affected by the beer flu. So this is bad news, not good news at all for future phones like the iPhone 12. Manufacturing this stuff is just going to be tougher this time around. Sure, they're going to be able to get some of it done, but not all of it, and because of that, they're not going to sell as many. And because they don't sell as many, they don't make as much money. They're also not going to be making as much money because, well, they have to shut down some stores. There's not going to be as many people leaving their homes to buy these products, especially in a major market for Apple like China. And yeah, of course, this means iPhone 12 future Apple products, but it also means current ones in production. Those ones are going to be able to be produced less and bought less. And like just last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, Tim was like, hey, everybody, don't worry, we're not affected by this. Turns out, yeah, actually they are. Now, again, if you watch the show, you've heard me say that some of my sources in China have let me know that it's worse there than everyone thinks it is, or at least that we're being told officially by the Chinese government, which makes sense, it's the Chinese government. But either way, I just heard recently that some of the factories that my sources sort of work in aren't going to open for another 25 days, and that puts a little bit of a strain on things. Because assuming things don't get worse, right, and they do get to open up 25 days from now, it's still going to take a second for everything to warm back up and production to get right back on track. So yeah, more evidence suggesting, just as I said, that it's worse than we're being told, but at the end of the day, these are just fucking iPhones, all right? So what? They're going to be able to make less of them. These are people, and we should care more about people. People are in trouble right now, and people are more important than your fucking iPhone stuff. All right, so next up, before we jump into that last bit of Apple news for the day, let's talk about TCL. We haven't really talked about them before on the show. Have we ever? I mean, do we even have a logo prepared? We'll just put something there. That'll work. That work for you? Works for me. Work for you? Works for me. So, as you know, Mobile World Congress was about to be happening, but then they canceled that because of the beer flu, and one of those companies that was supposed to be at Mobile World Congress this year, as usual, was TCL. And they were apparently going to show this. This is a leaked image of a TCL prototype, an expandable phone. Literally, this is a phone that looks like a phone and it has a slide-out display. You can expand it. So obviously, unlike the folding phones that we already have, this does not fold in half. There's effectively a second display that's underneath the first, and you can slide it out from underneath there. Now, the issue is that, well, this image doesn't give us like a lot to work with. Like, okay, we can see what it looks like when it is expanded, when we do have that full display, but when you do the opposite, unexpanded, where the f does the display go? Like, I guess it just folds back behind there, behind that first screen, which means it's got to bend all funny to get back there. This also probably means that since there has to be room for that other screen to fit into, when it's not expanded, that when it is expanded and that other screen is pulled out, that the phone, that it's like empty in there. just a crevice. So, okay, cool. I guess. I mean, TCL is really impressive lately with their mobile offerings, or what they're trying to do to get into the mobile market. And this is cool that we can do this with technology, right? But like, also, why? All right, so last up, let's talk about the good news for Apple. The Apple news that is good, not bad. The opposite of bad, good. Good news. It seems that even though Apple has lowered expectations in terms of revenue because of the beer flu, because they have to close some stores, close factories, a lot of stuff is affected, right? But it seems like one thing that is not affected will be the iPhone 9. It's coming. Even with all the troubles, we're still going to get it. At least according to iPhone Ticker, a German website, they are saying that Apple is going to hold the media event as planned by the end of March. Probably, most likely, Tuesday, March 31st. And that, of course, is when we will see the iPhone 9 or iPhone SE2, whatever you want to call it. They also state that the actual launch and release of the phone will be on April 3rd. Now, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy the iPhone 9. I've said that before. It's cool, right? It's familiar to a lot of people. It's going to be $400, so it's going to sell a lot. And it seems like, at least according to our statistics and our stats here at Front Page Tech, a lot of people are interested. Like, I know this is nothing new, right? The design here, it's not something that we've like never seen from Apple before, but for some reason, a lot of you seem to be interested. I think there's gonna be way more regular ass people gonna be interested in this phone and buy it a lot, but even in the tech community, on YouTube, even in our audience, there's a lot of you that are interested, and I guess I'm curious as to why. I mean, I know why I'm interested, right? I'm still not gonna buy it, but I know what its value is in the market. I still understand that. I guess I'm curious as like a tech community and people who usually sort of laugh at this and mock Apple for not being, I don't know, innovative or whatever. Why are you interested? A lot of people are interested. I guess let me know down in the comments below. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Shoot me. And that's it. That's the show. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, hit the like button. If you hate my stupid face, the dislike button works too. If you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.